Department of Defense's vision of sustainability is to maintain the ability to operate into the future without decline, either in the mission or in the natural and manufactured systems that support it.
Texas Military Forces members are part of this vision. Throughout the organization, we are actively applying sustainability practices and making a difference. What you do makes a difference too. How? By practicing simple behaviors. Actions you do include reducing waste, reusing materials, and recycling what you can. When you purchase only what you currently need, you are actively reducing waste and saving money. How does this happen? First, purchasing bulk supplies and stashing most away for a rainy day wastes resources. Hoarding is not cool and ends up costing all of us more in the long run, as excess supplies usually expire before they can be used. Some studies show that up to a quarter of all perishable supplies expire before they can ever be used. Second, excess buying causes Texas Military Forces to pay up to 3 times for the same exact items. Once for the initial purchase, twice for the man-hours required to stock and maintain items, and a third time to pay for the proper disposal of the expired items. Avoiding the temptation to stockpile supplies saves resources on several levels. Purchase only what you need. If you end up with excess, see if others can use your items before they expire and end up having to be turned in as waste. Always recycle and reuse assets where you can. What you do as one individual does make a difference. Every dollar saved due to good purchasing decisions and adherence to shelf life management practices helps the mission succeed.
You are helping us conserve resources, and we are helping you continue mission operations in a more sustainable environment. Modern mission success includes deployment and integration of sustainability principles and practices across all lines of operation. For our material needs, this means we are reusing our materials or procuring new materials with longer life cycles and lower maintenance costs. Purchasing or switching to energy-efficient equipment to conserve resources. Reducing the use of fossil fuels by using alternative fuels and electric vehicles, or by carpooling and turning off equipment instead of allowing engine idle time. Selecting materials that are less hazardous to humans and the environment. Swapping usable materials that you don't need with others in the Texas Military Forces that can benefit from the items rather than turning them in for disposal. And reducing landfill fees by recycling materials instead of throwing items in the trash.
What does it mean to integrate sustainability practices into our procurement and material handling practices? Applying sustainability practices means not only considering basics like the return on your investment, but going a step further by fully analyzing life cycles and potential future impacts of decisions. Analyzing life cycles means you consider all the potential impacts, such as the costs of transporting new materials to a site, packaging costs, the cost of man-hours to handle and manage the materials once they arrive, and the disposal costs, along with any costs associated with spill cleanup when accidents happen. The full purchase to disposal costs must be taken into consideration. This is what it means to think in a sustainable manner. Even choosing when to buy new items instead of continuing to use existing ones is an important way of looking at extending the life of existing assets. Do you really need the new item or piece of equipment? Can you use the old item longer or for another purpose? Can someone else use your item once you're done? Would it be possible to purchase an item with another group and share the use of the item instead of buying 2 of the same thing? Thinking sustainably takes into consideration all costs, not just the obvious ones. All costs include potential costs, like the increased potential for spills or the increased maintenance costs associated with multiple items. For example, if you keep certain items so long their containers start rusting or cracking open, leaks can occur, resulting in man-hours spent cleaning up spills. In this case, thinking ahead is well worth it when you eliminate the potential for spills due to proper shelf life management. Not having to worry about corroded, failing packaging due to hoarding items over long periods of time saves money too. Sustainability includes actively reducing costs, limiting risks, and looking well into the future to care for the resources entrusted to our agency by the taxpayers of this country.
Waste minimization is another key element in the Department of Defense sustainability strategy. Along with sustainable acquisition, otherwise known as green procurement, the DoD sustainability goals include minimizing solid waste and managing it optimally, diverting solid waste from the waste stream, minimizing or eliminating use of toxic chemicals, and disposing of electronic equipment properly. Our agency target for waste reduction and recycling is to divert 50% of non-hazardous solid waste, construction, and demolition material and debris. For specific guidance on minimizing waste, contact your environmental office for assistance. The DoD sustainability guidelines are meant to improve mission accomplishment. A part of sustainability is looking at costs from the perspective of not only lost dollars, but reduced mission effectiveness. According to the Department of Defense guidance from their Strategic Sustainability Performance Plan, DoD's heavy reliance on fossil fuels creates significant risks and costs at a tactical as well as a strategic level. So another aspect of sustainability is reduction in the use of petroleum products. This can be accomplished in many ways. Some leaders use alternative fuels in their generators. Some purchased electric utility vehicles for use on post. Some have analyzed their GSA non-tactical fleet use statistics and switched heavy users to the hybrid cars or flex fuel cars to reduce petroleum use. These types of decisions can save money and meet DoD goals.
Our agency target for sustainable transportation practices is to reduce petroleum consumption by 2% and increase alternative fuel use by 10% annually, and to acquire GSA or state hybrid or alternative fuel non-tactical vehicles at a rate of 80% of eligible fleet. Contact your GSA fleet manager for specific information on how you can contribute to meeting these goals by reducing your petroleum use. Sustainable acquisition is everyone's business. You may have heard of green procurement, which refers to the acquisition of products that meet certain criteria. This is actually part of a comprehensive pollution prevention strategy that includes reducing pollution through source reduction. Source reduction examples include product replacement from short life, for example incandescent bulbs, to longer life products such as energy efficient bulbs like LEDs. Material substitution, for example toxic cleaners with less toxic or non-toxic cleaners. Practicing tight shelf life control so materials are used before they expire.
You may already be a part of the ongoing pollution prevention or P2 programs within the Texas Military Forces. Examples include oil and oil filter recycling, antifreeze and battery exchange programs, scrap metal and brass recycling, and water-based equipment painting and parts cleaning operations. The initial acquisition piece is an important start to a comprehensive pollution prevention strategy. It is the starting point on the road to savings. Recycling is the end of the road, so the two strategies work together, source reduction and recycling, and are two key elements to a successful P2 program.
Selecting sources and products to procure that will fall easily into recycling streams at the end of their initial use feeds the recycling proceeds over time. The federal procurement system contains a database of products that include those with environmental attributes, like contains recycled content, is energy efficient, conserves water, and more.
Environmentally friendly products are coded with an ENAC, Environmental Attribute Code. Refer to the Federal Logistics Information System or contact your procurement specialist for more details.
Purchase card holders are particularly important in determining whether our agency will meet DoD sustainable acquisition objectives. Many corporations have embraced sustainable manufacturing processes and now offer products that meet environmentally friendly criteria. When you have a choice of products, always look at the packaging to determine if the product is environmentally friendly, minimal or no toxicity, and/or contains recycled content, and is able to be recycled when empty.
Can you think of other ideas we can do to help sustain our Texas military forces? Your sustainability ideas are important to us. The Texas Military Forces Sustainability Team evaluates every submission and presents the best ideas to senior leadership. Texas Military Forces implements ideas that are determined to be feasible. Check out the Sustainability Awards site on the homepage of TKO. It's your avenue to add your voice to the sustainability team and help us meet the Texas Military Forces strategic sustainability goals. Even the tiniest of ideas, multiplied many times, may generate huge energy and resource savings when applied statewide. Give that good idea of yours a shot. We want to hear from you.
Each and every member of the Texas Military Forces must be committed to recycling and waste minimization. That means not only sharing new and better sustainable ideas, but practicing sustainable behaviors every day. Everybody can practice waste minimization and recycling. Here's how you can be a sustainability champion.
Reduce your use of paper by increasing use of electronic document management practices. Think before you hit the print button.
Recycle all office paper and cardboard using approved bins.
Select biodegradable packaging materials when feasible. Read labels.
Keep only the amount of materials necessary for day-to-day operations. Don't stockpile.
Turn in expired shelf life items for recycling.
Purchase green, environmentally friendly products whenever possible.
Reuse or recycle personal plastic water bottles, aluminum beverage cans, and similar items.
Select recycle content items and reuse or recycle them when their original use is finished.
Submit your recycling and green procurement ideas on the Texas Military Forces Sustainability Awards site at the homepage on TKO.
The important point is that money saved from practicing these types of activities may be used for other mission priorities. In times of tightening belts, every dollar counts. What you do does make a difference.
Meeting agency expectations requires everyone in the Texas Military Forces to practice sustainable behaviors. These behaviors are designed to help us conserve our resources and meet our agency's strategic sustainability goals. As a matter of fact, we can't be successful without you.
Practice sustainability behaviors every day. Protect our resources, sustain our mission, and secure our future.